read hundreds of books at this point. Romance, thriller, fantasy, historical fiction. But I was thinking, there's one genre I haven't read yet. Dark romance. And you know what? It's time. Hey guys, so we are 5 chapters in, and yeah, I have some thoughts. So what do we know so far? We're following Adeline Riley. She's looking for a fresh start, so she moves back to Seattle, and she ends up finding out that she inherited her late grandmother's house. It's an old Gothic mansion, and it's called the Parsons Manor, built in the 1940s, so they need some TLC. It's definitely seen better days, but Adeline said she's up for the challenge, fixed up and live in it. Her mother is not happy about that. Let's cue in the family drama. Her and her mother have a tumultuous type of relationship, at each other's throats sometimes. Her mother didn't have the greatest relationship with her Nana. So you got family drama, check. Haunted house setting, also check. And the craziest part, Adeline has a stalker. Yeah, hence what this book is about, Haunting Adeline. So we're getting Adeline's point of view, and we're also getting her stalker's point of view, which is very interesting to be inside his head. So where my thoughts come in, what I've read so far is Adeline knows at this point that she has someone stalking her, someone breaking into her home, and she doesn't want to leave. She wants to stay. Her best friend is offering to stay the night with her or have her stay with her, and she's saying no. And literally there is a line in the book where she says, "I'm stupid. I just want to stay in the house." I'm like, girl, you know you have a stalker. You don't know what this guy is capable of, and you want to spend the night by yourself in this huge Gothic mansion? Why? And the last thing I want to bring up is that at the end of every chapter, there is a diary entry. Adeline ended up finding in the home 3 or 4 diaries from her great-grandmother, Gigi, in the walls. And she's been reading through that. So at the end of each chapter, we're getting the mystery behind what happened to her great-grandmother, because something ended up happening to her, and I guess we'll find out. That's all I have for you so far. Adeline is not the smartest main character. I promise no spoilers, but I will have an update for you soon. Also, you guys already know what time it is. Coffee break. So good. All right, guys, it's way later in the day, and I figured it's time for a check-in. I did not get to read as much as I would have liked to, unfortunately, because mom life. But I do have an update for you guys. The stalker character, right? I mean, obviously, he's a stalker. Like, how much do we really respect this guy for stalking Adeline? He definitely is very much so a morally gray character, because when he's not stalking Adeline in his free time, he originally was a hacker turned mercenary who takes down human trafficking rings. Was not expecting that, and I don't think it was anywhere on the back of the book. That was a shocker for me. Kind of redeeming him a little bit, but it's like, the stalker thing, not loving that. Also, Addie just continues to ignore every single red flag from this stalker. Like, he is starting to leave roses everywhere. He's leaving them in her house, like her kitchen, in her bathroom. She's been renovating her house, and she locked all of her doors. She's gotten like all brand new windows and doors, and she's been fixing everything, and the stalker is still managing to get in and not showing any signs of a break-in whatsoever. She's just seeing the evidence with like roses that he's leaving everywhere. That's really weird and creepy too. Guys, I can't help but just laugh at some of the ridiculousness that's in this book. It's crazy. So Addie ends up going out to a nightclub with her best friend Daya. She ends up meeting this really hot guy. He comes up to her and he wants to dance, and immediately starts talking dirty to her. Let's go talk in the VIP area. So Addie's talking to like the main guy, the one that she's interested in. And she gets this anonymous text message from her stalker, and it says, "Sneaking off with random men, little mouse. If I catch his hands anywhere near you, they'll end up in your mailbox by morning." On the one end, Addie's like creeped out by it. And then the other end, she's like, "But I kind of like it." It's so weird. I don't know. I've never read something like this before. I'm new to dark romance, so I don't know if this is like the norm. It's just weird. Addie had the guy that she met at the club, Arch, come back to her house with her. Even though she was warned, she got that text message, that warning about what was going to happen if she let someone touch her. She takes him back to the house. Stalker shows up, practically knocks the door down. Arch says, "Oh, absolutely not. Who is that banging on the door? Let me go see who it is." Go out there into the dark. And guess who's missing? Yeah, Arch. Yeah. It was nice knowing you, Arch. This is only 100 pages in. I haven't even put a dent into this book, and there's all of this happening so far. I mean, it's definitely keeping me entertained, but it's just like, what is going to happen in the rest of this book? Am I going to make it? We'll see. Just wanted to share that. I promise no spoilers, but that was just worth sharing. We got to figure out the mystery of what happened to her great-grandmother, what happened to Gigi. I'm sure she's going to have more talks with her mother. We're going to find out a lot more about the stalker. I don't even know the stalker's name yet. We're getting the stalker's point of view and Addie's point of view, but still don't know his name. Someone called him Z. I don't know what his full name is yet. We'll find out. This is crazy. Not that far in, this is crazy. Also, I'm sure most of you know going into a dark romance book that there is quite a bit of spice in this, but the things that are said, the graphic things that are said in this book, wow, it gets spicy. Spice is spicing. The things that are said. You've been warned. Oh gosh, every time I think I can't read anything like more disturbing. So Addie says, "I'm walking down my dimly lit hallway towards my room when a flash of movement catches my eye. I freeze, my finger just pressing the red button when I see what looks like a woman disappearing through the attic door. A smile forms on my face before I can stop it. In all the years I've been in this house, I've only seen an apparition a few times. More often, I've heard voices, footsteps, doors slam, and felt the freezing drafts, but rarely anything visual." And then she continues to say that she drops her phone because she was on the phone. "I run down the hall and swing the attic door open." She goes after this apparition or this ghost. I would be so out of there. I would be so gone. And she's saying not only has she seen things, heard things several times before over the years in this house, but now she's going to chase after whatever it was. I would ask, is she okay? But I mean, clearly she's not. What? Hey guys, it's the next day. It's time for a check-in, and it's also time for me to vent. I just read a scene between Addie and Zane. He finally revealed his name to her. He's been referring to himself as Z, or people have been calling him Z throughout the book so far, and he finally revealed to her that his name is Zane. So I just read a scene between Addie and Zane, and it's a spicy scene. And I'm not going to reveal any, of course, spoilers or anything like that about what exactly happens between the two of them. But let's just say he does not get her consent first before things start happening. And she goes between feeling like disgusted with him, repulsed, she doesn't know what's happening to, but I kind of like it. And I'm so mad at myself. I'm so ashamed that I like this. I can't believe I like this. And it's just like, no. Consent always, that's number one important. You need to get someone's consent, or that is the R word, okay? And that's not fun. That's not fun for me to read. It's not cute. I really should have checked what I was getting myself into between the organization that Zane is a part of, what he's trying to take down, some of those graphic scenes, and then this. It's a bit much for me. She's going between struggling and enjoying it. It's just like, I don't know. And then don't even get me started on her best friend encouraging this. We have two women that are okay with this. I don't know. These two young women are very troubled if they think that this is normal and this is okay for a guy not only to be stalking her, breaking into her house, and then forcing himself upon her, and we're supposed to be okay with this. I'm lost. I'm on chapter 23, page 323. So we still have almost 300 pages to go. I'm just wondering, where are we going to go from here? What more could possibly happen in this book? Because there's a lot happening between the mystery of her great-grandmother Gigi, and then the stalking, and the organization. We have almost 300 pages to go. Some of this content is really hard to get through. So just pray for me. That's all I'm asking. Pray for me. Okay, I promise you guys no spoilers, but we just discovered some kind of revelation or the connection between Addie's best friend Daya and Z. If you've read this book, then you know what I'm talking about. Really? Okay, that's interesting. It's just twist after twist with this book. Very interesting. Hey guys, it's way later on in the day, and I just wanted to check in and say, if you've read this book, the scene starting on page 355, wrong on so many levels. I mean, every scene between these two characters is wildly inappropriate and twisted, but considering the setting in particular and what's happening around them, if you know, you know. That's all I have for you guys for now. I'll probably have some updates sometime tomorrow when I'm a lot farther into the book, but we are making progress. I'm more than halfway through the book, and I will have some updates for you soon. Hopefully when I'm finished. All right, guys, it is the next day, and I'm so ready to celebrate because I am finally finished with Haunting Adeline. It is done. This brick of a book is finished. 605 pages later, I did it. Although I don't know what the heck that I'm celebrating because this content was disturbing. I have a lot of thoughts. Let's just say I have a lot of thoughts. So grab a drink, grab a snack, and let's sit down and chat about this book. Okay, so just really quick before I get into this, I just want to let you guys know that there might be like some minor spoilers when I'm just explaining a little bit about the book. So I'm going to leave a timestamp somewhere up on the screen, just somewhere right here. And I want you to skip to this time if you don't want any kind of spoilers whatsoever. You just want a little brief little description of just whether I like the book or not. Skip to that time. So my overall thoughts on this book. Would I say that overall this book was entertaining? I don't know if I want to use entertaining as the best word to describe this book, only because there was a lot of content in this book that was very disturbing. So it's like, do I want to say that a book that was very, very disturbing was entertaining? I don't know. It definitely makes you feel something, but maybe not like the most like entertaining in a good way. There was for sure a lot going on in this book. There were several plot lines that were going on at the same time. Even me, for example, I'm usually just typical like a regular romance reader, and this is like my first dark romance book. I guess in my mind expect there to be a lot more going on in a dark romance versus just a regular romance, but there were at least 3 different plot lines going on at once where it felt like kind of overwhelming. Getting to like the romance part, I wouldn't exactly call it romance, only because I think that in order for it to be a romance, that relationship, it needs to be consensual. And what I will say is the majority of the scenes between Adeline and Zaid were anything but. They were not. He gaslights, manipulates her, and basically bullies her into submission through like most of the scenes in the book. And that was not fun for me because it literally becomes the R word. You know what word I'm talking about. And if it's not consensual, that is not fun. Okay. I thought getting into a dark romance, I know that it means that there's going to be a lot of spice in the book, and that's fine because I was like, this could be interesting. I don't know. I did not think that it was going to mean that he was going to be forcing himself on her a lot throughout the book. And I thought it was just going to be like really fun and spicy scenes, not scenes where she felt ashamed and like bad about herself and she felt so conflicted. That was another thing that was hard too, is I felt like this book kind of made it seem and feel like it was okay. Number one, because on the one end, it seems like he's kind of like a good guy because he's taking down these sex trafficking rings. Obviously, that's gross. That's noble of him that he wants to take them down. He feels like they're gross, but it's like, but he's still acting like a monster. He's being one of the bad guys too. How are you against that kind of stuff happening and taking that down? But then you're literally doing something similar to the girl that you supposedly love. I was like, there's no way that you're going to have me convinced that these two characters have fallen in love. There's no conversation. There's no dialogue really. It's just him forcing himself on her throughout the whole book. On top of it all, when it comes to the 2 main characters, I just honestly did not feel like there was any depth to them. I'm sorry. Maybe I just have the wrong impression on what a dark romance should be. I'm just, like I said, a typical romance reader. But from those books, the characters usually have a lot of emotional depth. I know a lot about these characters. I feel like I know them by the end of the book. And I feel like they're real. And I feel like I can go to whatever town they live in and they're going to be there. This book, all throughout the book, I felt like, especially Adeline in particular, she was probably one of the dumbest characters that I've ever read about. I'm sorry. And she made every poor decision you could possibly make. And it's amazing that she didn't get into even more trouble throughout the book because of that. It was really hard to read. Some of the thoughts that she had in her head, I'm just like, really? Like, I did mark some of them, so I might as well read some of the things, like some of her inner dialogue, some of her thought process. I'm just like, how are you a real person? Let's start with, a gentle but firm knock vibrates my front door. It's almost becoming an instinct for my heart to skip a few beats whenever I hear any noise in the manor. Surely that can't be healthy. Maybe I'll eat some Cheerios. They say those are good for the heart, right? Like, who has that thought in their head? Again, I find it really hard to believe that these two characters fell in love, considering the way that they met and what he's done to her. And then we're at page 560 at this point. So she says, just thinking about Zaid. She's talking about, how long has he been stalking me for? 3 months, not very long at all. There's still so much I don't know about him. What's his favorite color? Does he have allergies? And I hope I don't like his favorite foods, because if I do, I'll probably eat off his plate too. He probably wouldn't mind. And that softens my heart into a pile of mush, because somehow a man that wouldn't care if I ate his food fell in love with me. That's so effing cute. What? What is so effing cute about the fact that he's the only thing that you've gotten from this man is that he's willing to share food off of his plate with you, and that makes you fall in love with him? Screw everything else. The fact that he's been stalking you, forcing himself upon you, has literally zero respect for you. But the fact that he's going to share a little bit of food off of his plate, that seals the deal. So I'm just like, I cannot. This was not a romance to me whatsoever. It was just her getting raped and stalked. That's what happened throughout the book. And then we get like the disturbing content about the human trafficking ring, and even that didn't feel the most believable either. I feel like the way that he was able to just be in with these people so easily, and they had zero idea that he was just trying to take them down, weren't suspicious of him at all. I just find that really hard to believe. There was a lot of far-fetched things that happen in this book. I think you just have to keep in mind that it is fiction. Even though some of this stuff could happen in real life, you just have to keep in mind it's just fiction. Let's get into now, would I read a dark romance again, or would I continue the series? Because there is a second book it's a part of this series, and I don't think so. There was like, it was really hard to connect with the characters. It was really hard to connect with this author's particular writing style. I felt like there was enough going on where it felt worth it to finish the book, but it's not for me. And I respect anybody that does love it. If you're interested in it, I respect that, because everyone's different. That's what's beautiful about the whole book community and about reading in general, is that I could read this book and not love it, and then someone else could read it and this could be a 5-star read for them. So I would recommend this book if you were looking for dual point of view, graphic spice that is absolutely far from the norm. The haunted house setting, which is probably my favorite aspect of the book, is that there was the haunted house setting in a really big, beautiful Victorian mansion, my favorite. And there's a murder mystery aspect. So you're getting the murder mystery, of course, from her great-grandmother, and you're getting her journal and like diary entries from that, which I thought was a little interesting. And there's some minor family dramas. If you're looking for a romance where the male main character gaslights, manipulates, and bullies basically the female main character in submission and calls that love, then this might be the book for you. With obviously really outrageous, outlandish spice, then definitely give this a try. I did check the trigger warnings for this one, so it's not like I didn't know kind of what I was getting myself into, but there's a difference between being like curious about something and actually reading it and experiencing it for yourself. So it was a lot. Personally, for me, I'm not going to continue the series. I didn't love it, but it might be for you. You still think you want to give it a try? Then give it a try. Good luck. Good luck with it. From the bottom of my heart, I just want to thank each and every one of you guys for watching. I also really want to take the time to reach out and thank everyone that likes, comments, and that has subscribed to my videos. I really appreciate and love each and every one of you. And I'm so excited and happy to be a part of this community. I really appreciate the people that have reached out and have encouraged me to keep going, because I'm having so much fun with it. I love being part of the book community. I'm so happy to be here, and I'm happy if you guys did click on today's video and you enjoyed it. And if you did, of course, don't forget to also like this video and comment down below what your thoughts are. I would love to hear your thoughts on this book. If you ended up liking it, or if you have read it already, if you agree with my opinion, or if you disagree with my opinion, that is fine too. I respect that. But as always, again, thank you guys so much for watching. And I am so excited to see you guys in the next video. Bye.